Okay, so yesterday I did a video on the left shoulder and how the body can work more as a function of the intention for the club face versus trying to think so much about what you're doing with each individual little piece of your body. And I was thinking, it's funny, I'm pretty sure of the 500 and something videos I've done, I don't think I've ever done a video on the right shoulder, and I've talked about it a lot. So this isn't going to be a long video, but I do want to talk a little bit about how the right shoulder works in the golf swing and what you can do sort of intentionally to get the right shoulder to work the way you want it to work. So number one, what should the right shoulder do in this swing? Well, if we're doing the square to square swing, we've got the club face square on the backswing. We want the club face to stay square to the arc on the through swing as well. So in the follow through, the club face should look up the arc. And so if the club face looks up the arc, my right shoulder is going to be very low at impact. And it's really funny, like I think it was 2007, I met this guy, Chuck Quinton. You might know him. He's had a pretty big, successful online business for a long time, golf instruction business. And I remember him saying, man, if I could get my shoulder to do what Tiger Woods' shoulder, I think it was like he was talking about Tiger in 2000. They were talking about how good his swing was in 2000. And he was like, man, if I could get my right shoulder as low as Tiger's right shoulder when he was in 2000, the year 2000. And I was like, why is that a good thing? I had no idea why that was a good thing. But now, it's very obvious to me. If your right shoulder is high, you've probably stood up through impact and rolled your arms. If your right shoulder is low, you've stayed in your posture, you've maintained your impact alignments, and you haven't rolled your arms. So your right shoulder would be very low if you haven't flipped and rolled the club. So I thought it was interesting to me that he knew that so many years ago, and then it took me like, I don't know, 5 or 6 years to actually understand what the right shoulder was really even doing in the golf swing. So if we're doing this well and the club face is square to the arc, the right shoulder is going to be really low. But I don't talk about it too much because thinking about the right shoulder often tilts us back a little bit. So if I'm thinking about keeping my right shoulder low as opposed to getting my left shoulder high, the left shoulder tends to move toward the target or that way. The right shoulder, if I try to get my right shoulder really low on the downswing, a lot of times what happens is we fall back on our back foot. So the right shoulder gets low, but we end up on our back foot. So that's why I prefer talking about the lead shoulder rather than the trail shoulder. But I'm going to hit one, and I'm just going to hit a little one and really focus on keeping the face square to the arc and the follow through. This is a little shot. This is a 9-iron that I hit 113 yards in the air. So it's obviously a small shot. But I think you'll see in that swing is that my finish, I was really just trying to keep the club face square to the arc in the follow through. And in my finish, my right shoulder was a lot lower than it was at address. And that makes sense. Because if the club face is square to the arc, my shoulder will stay low. If the club face flips, my shoulder actually kind of levels off or rounds or comes around to the left. Some interesting things about that shot, even though, so I was keeping my club face square to the arc, I was purposely not flipping it, and you can see that is a draw ball flight. My club path was 9.2 degrees to the right of the target. My face to path was 9.4 left of my club path, so that ball started right and drew back toward the target. What we should know about the right shoulder is that if we do the swing properly, or if we do the swing we intend with a square to square swing, we'll see that right shoulder a lot lower through impact than we would if we were flipping and rolling and releasing the club head through impact. And also that the idea behind how to get the right shoulder there is more about what you're visualizing, what you're feeling with your body regarding that club face than it is about what you're trying to tell your right shoulder to do. So if you haven't seen the left shoulder, the lead shoulder initiation video, check that one out because it does talk about an alternative way to visualize or to get the lead shoulder to do what you want it to do without focusing on the lead shoulder. So I hope that helps you guys. And again, it's amazing. After 500 videos, I still have more videos to do. So if you like this video, feel free to like it, comment. Let me know if you have any questions or any comments about this video. I'm happy to do a follow-up video or just answer your comments in the comments section. Thanks for watching.